Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Tyler Ward, and I work for the state of North Dakota. I am an information technology specialist with EduTech, which is Educational Services Division within North Dakota Information Technology. NDIT is doing whatever possible to ensure that the entities we support are able to function in a wide variety of situations. For K-12 schools, we know our North Dakota administrators and educational personnel are carefully navigating how to proceed with classes, communication, and collaboration while addressing concerns around COVID-19. EduTech missions remains to provide technology services and leadership to improve teaching and learning in North Dakota PK through 12. We're continuing that mission today by providing this webinar series and are here to support our North Dakota K-12 community with support, training, and resources. Thank you again for joining. Today's topic is going to be on physical education resources. So let's get started. So let's just talk quickly about the benefits of physical education. My background is in PE before I took on my role here with EduTech. But just to briefly sum it up, physical education allows students the benefits to practice the three areas known as cognitive or knowledge of movement, affective, which is the recognition of growth in feelings or sometimes attitude, and then psychomotor, which are physical skills that one can perform. So PE really helps students challenge themselves to learn in different ways, whether that's a movement, learning different concepts, or even trying to build collaboration skills, which are all needed in 21st century classrooms. With COVID-19, we understand that schools have made the transition to distance or hybrid learning, and this led to PE teachers, not only in the state of North Dakota, but across the nation, to think outside the box and how to deliver lessons while students are learning, whether it's at home or in the classroom or a combination of the two. So I found some really great ideas out there that were shared, and it seems like teachers were really doing their best to find ideas that were self-paced activities, using like a pre-recorded lesson of themselves doing an activity, or maybe using a slideshow presentation of some sort. But I even noticed some teachers even went as far as offering scavenger hunts around the school campus, or maybe in a local park that they left some objects to find around there, or even as creative as finding objects around the house to keep yourself active, whether that was to be used in a obstacle course, or maybe some sort of outdoor activity you can do in your yard. So really great things were happening there. So I'm going to show with you just some resources next. And what you see listed here are ones that I found. They are resources that you can actually use in the classroom or at home. You'll notice here I have North Dakota Shape, Open Education Resources, and so forth. These are all free and open to the public to use, even teachers, and you can just simply sign in with a free account. So let me just transition my screen here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right. So we're going to talk with the first here with North Dakota Shape. North Dakota Shape is the PE organization that is a partner with the National Shape organization. So this is the professional development and go-to place for North Dakota physical education teachers. You can see here on their website they have wonderful resources related to COVID-19. They also do some fundraisers as well and offer lots of great ideas. So you can see here that they have a monthly newsletter talking about what's been happening in their organization, and also just where you can find just great things. So you can sit here and look through that all you wish, but let's focus on the COVID-19 resources. So you can see here there's some information here about the change with COVID-19 regarding education. And then from here, what the current learning model is going to look like while addressing COVID-19. So the resources that they used to help build this come from Shape America, CDC, and the North Dakota Department of Instruction. So these just link you to just the guidance and everything of what's needed to make sure that PE classes were able to be successful while learning in a hybrid model, or even when schools resumed in face-to-face. So again, very good resources here. On the resources tab here, you can see that they have professional websites that they lead you to, brain-based learning and curriculum. So let's take a look at professional websites. You can see here's a list of wonderful resources that PE teachers can access, whether that's finding ways to stay active in schools, the Presidential Youth Fitness Challenge, Brain Rules, which is a great way to help students to think in a different way and use different parts of their brain to help reinforce skills. Very great one to look at. The World Sports Stacking Association, that's where you stack the wonderful cups. Some schools really are passionate about that. And also the National Archery Club as well. They have great resources and a wonderful grant program. So should you be looking to add archery to your curriculum, they'll be willing to help you out. So again, very great stuff. The next here, we'll talk about just brain-based learning really quickly. So let's get the background of what brain-based learning is and who the gentlemen are that founded this, Dr. John Rady and Dr. John Medina. Again, they want students to practice learning in different ways. So whether that's instead of dribbling a basketball with your right hand, maybe try dribbling with your left, while also practicing skills such as like spelling or math, or even like problem solving while dribbling a ball. Very interesting to learn about. But again, we have lots of resources to get to, so we're gonna move on to the next one here. So next tab I have open here is from Open Education Resources, or OER Commons as they're known as. And I simply went ahead and searched physical education in the search bar when we landed on their homepage. And these are a list of physical education resources that have been made available inside of this wonderful free resource. So if you're not familiar with OER Commons, think of it as teachers pay teachers, but it's virtually free. There's no dollar amount need to be spent to access free curriculum here. So you can see there's lots of great resources. I could spend hours in here looking, but let's take a look at this next one here. You can see here we have our North Dakota Physical Education Standards. That's great. And that was updated this March of 2018. So great place to come if you need to find our North Dakota PE standards in case you're collaborating with a teacher. Well, let me just find a quick unit here. Fitness gram data. So I don't understand that the fitness gram is used across the state of North Dakota. It's a wonderful way to assess students' physical fitness and also show them the progress that they make by continuing to work hard and improve on their skills. But you can see here, you have visual resources that you can see by clicking this View Resource button. So you can see what this resource is all about, the grade levels it's tied to, and even standards as well. That's a beautiful part about OER Commons, that you can actually align lessons or content to state standards. So I'm going to click the back arrow here and go back. You can see here we have a description of the resource. Again, the grade levels, who authored it, and also here, this is the Creative Commons license. This is what allows this information to be shared across the world and also protect the rights of the authors. For more, you can simply click these to learn about the difference in licensing levels. And then you can also see here the standards and evaluations. On some resources you look at, you will find that standards can be aligned. You'll just simply click this Align tab, and you can begin to add North Dakota state standards to resources that you find valuable, and this will help make it easier for other educators across the state to find as well. You can also do the evaluation process, where you will use what's called the Achieve rubric model and be able to evaluate using that model against this said resource to give it basically a thumbs up grade or a kind of a thumbs down grade, and offer suggestions of what can be used to improve it. And then you can also see the tags here. This is simply placed here so it's easier to find in the future. Lastly, here you can share these out to your classrooms. If you're a school that uses Google Classroom, you can share it directly to your Google Classroom as well. You can also flag this, or if you have a free account with OER Commons, you can click Save and then choose which group or hub that you're a part of to save this to. But since I'm not logged in, I don't have to do that. But again, great resources here from OER Commons. Again, feel free to search those at your time. The next resource I'd like to show you is fairly new. It's roughly 5 years old. It's from the Online Physical Education Network, also known as Open, as you can see here. And they have lots of great resources. You have resources you can do at home, activities to bring students back to school. They also offer training with their curriculum pieces, and also they offer a resource where you can purchase PE equipment as well. So you can see here, they also have topics related to social and emotional learning, raising awareness of yourself, how to be active in your classroom. So should the gymnasium be closed, you can still practice PE activities in the classroom. I know this time of the year in December, the gyms are kind of taken up for those wonderful winter concerts. So again, great resource to come and check out. They also have a blog that you can take a look at here. And also down below, they will show you what pieces are coming or have been edited down below here. So you can see pickleball, winter wonderland, those change out periodically. But again, you can just scroll down here and just see what's available. Now on the top of the page here where it says curriculum resources, you can see everything broken apart by age level, whether that's 3 through 5, K-12, K-8, some best practices as well. Also a social and emotional learning, which they call Believe in You. So again, great resources. I know when I was teaching PE, I hung out in the middle school level a lot because I was always trying new ideas with them to keep them engaged. But again, lots of great resources here. So let's say we're talking about pickleball as our unit. I'll select that one. And you can see here all the curriculum pieces that come with it. And then down below here, I can print off or save to my device different modules or units, or even different lessons as well. So this is a great place to come if I was going to be gone and I needed to have an activity ready for the sub without having to worry about retyping a lesson plan if I didn't have it already created. Or again, I would just print these off, and I even made different stations based on the units, and I had the activities spread out, and the students did a wonderful job of doing those lessons and practicing those skills. So then when it came time to tying it all together in a pickleball game, match, or even like a small tournament that I hosted back when I was teaching in the classroom, it was really great. So again, wonderful resources here. They do also offer assessments, and then a wonderful self-reflection guide as well for you as this teacher to see where you can make improvements. And then all of their resources are tied to these shape standards. So you can see they're broken apart here based on the standard, the grade level, and so forth. So again, great resources. Moving on to the next resource I'd like to share with you. This is called PE Central. This has been around for quite a few years. I used it a lot when I was teaching and also student teaching, but they have lots of free lessons. So I can click on the lessons tab and browse by category. I can submit my own if I want to share it to the world, see what's new, or even search what's there. They have assessments, best practices. They even offer links to other professional development platforms that you can use as well. They also have a bulletin board. I use this from time to time as well to get ideas to dress up my classroom. Classroom management, videos, and just so much more. Again, you could spend lots of time in here. But just to simply show you how to find a lesson, I'm going to click on Lessons. I'm going to choose View All. So then from here, I could search by keyword, or I can simply scroll down and see what is the newest item that was added. Let's say we're still talking on the topic of pickleball. Wanted to find a different lesson. I can search that. I apologize for that pop-up. But here we are. Here's some lessons. So let's talk about the Extreme Ping Pong Challenge for high schoolers. Again, my apologies. So here's the lesson itself. You can see the purpose, the prereqs, materials that you need, and then the description as well. And then you can leave a comment if you really like this lesson. I always like to export this to a PDF, and then it's easier to read. And there you are. So again, when I was teaching, I would give this to the students or the substitute, and this was the lesson. Again, it worked out great. And it also helped me save some time when I was trying to find new activities or trying to improve on activities I've taught in the past. The next resource here called Shape America. This is the national organization. So as I mentioned before, North Dakota Shape is one of their chapters. So the Shape America is the the national level, and they offer professional development standards for standards and guidelines. They have resources for grants if you're interested in those for your building. Also events that they're hosting as well. But let's focus on the resources and publications tab here. So again, since COVID-19 is where we're currently at, I'm going to choose that one first, just to show you the COVID-19 resources that are available. So you can see here reentry considerations, professional learning, and so forth here. These are all valuable bits of resources to look at as we look at moving into the holiday season of how to come back from there, and also what are some things that you can do. So with COVID-19, it's important that we also take time for ourselves, but also take time for our students to show them that we care. So these wonderful SEL resources can help conversation to become that resource for the students as well, so they have someone to visit with and share what's going on. It's again just an important resource to look at here. Now, I know that I'm not an expert or anything in this field, but again, great things to come and look at if you are wanting to help improve not only the physical life of your students, but also the emotional as well. The next resource I want to show you from here is the online tools. So they what is called a Health, Move, and Minds. And this resource here is designed to inspire students to have healthy eating habits, that can move at least 60 minutes a day, and also practice emotional recognition as well. So you can see here they have a wonderful program. It's for all grade levels. By helping fund this program, you'll receive some impacts as well to your program, such as a gift card from Go for Sport, and also making an impact in your community for any like your park and rec organizations as well. So I'm moving on to the next resource here. Again, I could spend all day talking about these. It's Spark PE. This is a wonderful curriculum piece. If you haven't been using it, this is a great place to come and find a wonderful curriculum that breaks apart skills and different activities based on grade level. And they do a wonderful job of starting small with skills and then building up to the final assessment, which could be an activity such as like a basketball game or maybe a track and field day, that kind of stuff. Very wonderful resources here. So let's choose the resources tab. They also have options to help you find grants. They have a blog so you can see some new and upcoming practices or best practices. They also have research projects as well that you can check out to help reinforce what it is that you're doing, and also show the students why it's important. So let's say we're talking about nutrition here in middle school. You can see this case study here, and you can go out and search that to learn more. But again, wonderful resources here from Spark PE if you haven't heard of them before. Another great resource that you see here is one of my favorites. It is called GoNoodle. This is full of wonderful dance activities or songs that students can sing while being active. So you can see here they have lots of I guess they have an indoor recess activity. I didn't notice that till now, but fun activities to do to dance along with. So I'm going to click on categories here, and you can see here the different subject matters that tie to these wonderful activities that get students up and moving. Let's say it's music education. You want to teach the students a new dance. You can simply come here and click it, and then you'll be able to see a wonderful video that teaches students. So very fun stuff. I don't want to waste your time here, but again, GoNoodle is a great resource to come and use. Besides these curriculum pieces, they also offer social, emotional learning and also mindfulness activities. So you can take a break during your day and kind of recenter yourself. They also have sensory motor skills. A really fun one is cross-lateral skills. So that's kind of reaching across your body to do different types of activities, and kind of really just help the students learn how to better their coordination and thinking skills to solving problems. So they have lots of great things here. Another one of my favorites is stretching. So it's a great thing to practice in the classroom, especially on those days where gym space may be limited, but also a great way to either prepare students or let the students cool down after an activity as well. So next, what I'm going to show you is some more resources that come from teachers from across the nation. This next resource here is called physedreview. This comes from a gentleman named Kevin Tiller. He's a teacher in the northeastern states. He runs this website here and does a great job of sharing lessons, assessments, different bits and pieces that you would find in a physical education classroom. You can see here with his lesson plans, he does what is called a yearly plan, and what he does is he takes this wonderful school calendar that his administration gave him, he dresses it up, and then he takes different color-coded blocks here and really basically just tells the students, this is what we're going to do this week. Here's what's to come. I use this in my classroom, and this worked great. It helped not only keep me on task, but also kept the students on task with the activity, and then also helped prepare them for what's coming next. He also does a great job of showing videos of his activities as well. This one's called the table square. So he's just simply describing here what's going on, and he uses PowerPoint presentations to also insert GIFs or GIFs, whatever you want to call that. And that's just videos of little pictures of him bouncing around using a jump rope. And that was his warm-up activity. And then here is the actual game itself of table ball. So students were to bounce the ball over a homemade net, and kind of like a table tennis and volleyball come together. It's really interesting. But you can see here in this description, he's showing the students how the ball needs to be served, what happens if the ball rolls off the table or if the serve is missed, that kind of stuff. And that's where, again, like I said before, these PowerPoint presentations using pictures and also GIFs that help make learning at home more easy, but it also is a great practice to have in the classroom as well. So again, I could sit here and talk about more of his great work, but again, wanted to show you his resource as well. The next one here I'm going to show you is called physedgames. This one is one that I stumbled across when I was teaching as well. Lots of great resources based on grade level, fitness, different activities. Really, really good stuff. This gentleman also offers great YouTube videos that are animations. So he does a great job of introducing what the activity is, saying exactly what you need, and then from there on he just goes on to describe how the game works. So you can see here, as you fast forward, you can see what's going to happen next. And then his little stars here are his students. So as he's showing activities to them, they're understanding how the concept works before they play. So again, a very great resource. I use this a lot. Even on those wonderful fun Fridays, as I call them, I let the students kind of pick their choice. And if we landed on a phys ed game, we watched the video and practiced all the skills that came with it. Again, very great, very great things. Let's take a quick dive into his COVID-19 games really quick. So you can see here, Snow Pizza is one of them due to the social distancing. Never heard of this one before, Mini Gym, right? That sounds interesting. But again, wonderful activities that also practice social distancing and while reinforcing those necessary skills as well. This next resource I'm showing you here is called the PE Specialist. This gentleman here on the screen, his name is Ben Landers. He is a teacher in North Carolina. He runs his own website, but also offers wonderful resources and podcasts about the life of a PE teacher. So he offers tips on classroom management, games and activities, how to incorporate more technology, different best practices or teaching tips as he refers to them as, and also a blog where he posts upcoming activities and just basically shares his story of what's going on in his classroom. So let me scroll back to the top of the screen here. Let's choose his resources. So you can see here he has some resources listed here for COVID-19. He also has classroom management skills, stuff like that. Now, I do want to stress that some of these resources here are free to look at, but if you wish to download them, you have to become a member of his website. So you have to create a free account. And then some of the things that he prints off here for you that are available, you may have to pay for as well. But again, great resource to come in and check out for wonderful ideas. Ben is also active on Twitter. His Twitter handle is the PE Specialist. You can see here as an example, he posts the lesson live. So he does a great job of protecting student identity by changing the filters, it looks like. But again, you get a gist of how the lesson should work, in this case for this gymnastics. Moving towards the end of our resources today, this next one is called the Physical Educator. The gentleman who runs this, his name is Joey Fight, and he offers great resources and also teaching practices as well. So you can see here he has skill posters. He's active on Twitter. He's showing you there. Finds different games. You can also browse his shop, or he will also link you to other equipment stores as well. So if you need any sort of equipment, you can see here he has lots of free resources and he's connected to many professionals as well. So again, lots of great blog posts here from time to time. These are great to come and check out for new ideas. But let's check out his resources here. So professional resources, you have standards-based games that are tied to standards. You have interactive QR posters, things that he recommends, his new podcast, that kind of stuff. So let's take a look at his standards-based games. Went a little fast there. So you can see here he broke them apart based upon the activity types, so invasion games, target games, striking and fielding, and so forth. Again, great things to come and look at. So let's pick on striking and fielding. Let's say I'm looking for a activity tied to, baseball. Let's say around the bases caught my eye. I can click on that, and then I can read the rules quickly, see what it takes to build the different levels up. So we have what he called build 1, 2, and 3. So these are the different activities leading up to the final one. And then some discussion questions, safety recommendations, so forth to help keep everyone safe. This next resource here I found is another fun one. Comes from a teacher that I found on Twitter. Her name is Lynn. She made this wonderful video since Christmas time is near. This is called the Grinch Run. And during this, students will practice these various activities that pop up on the screen while learning in the classroom or maybe learning at home that day. So as this video continues on, there is different things students must do. So in this case, they have to jump side to side to avoid the skiers coming down the hill. If I fast forward just a little bit, they have to jump over these snowballs. So whenever the students see one, they have to practice jumping in their spot. And another one here is ducking at any snowballs that are being thrown at them. So they'll practice running, and then as soon as they see a snowball, they'll quickly duck until the snowball passes and then continue on their way. Our second to last resource comes from a North Dakota native teacher. His name is Jason Steele. He works at Perkett Middle School in Minot, North Dakota. He does a great job of posting new ideas on Twitter, using hashtags and making them available for all PE educators to access. So I just want to shout out to him and thank him for all those great resources that I used when I was teaching, but I also want to share them with you for your classroom as well. And then finally here, my last resource I'm going to share with you is called Captain Pete's Power PE. He has lots of great resources that are all pirate themed. So you can find some free activities. You can shop and shop his local website store here for lessons. Also teachers pay teachers activities, as you can see listed there. But let's look at his free resources so you can see what you can use right away in your classroom. Elves that play, reindeer games. Okay, let's click on Elves that play, and it looks like we got to sign up. So I haven't signed up for his website yet, but you can do that and explore these resources as well. So I'll stop sharing my screen here. And I'll let anybody ask any questions. I will reshare my screen here for the ending of our presentation. Oh, and by the way here, this PowerPoint presentation can be made available to you. Everything that I showed you today is linked in here, as you can see. I want to thank you all so much for your time for attending today's webinar. As always, we are here to assist you in being successful. Please do not hesitate to contact our help desk using the email address help@k12.nd.us for support and virtual training inquiries. You can also email me as well if you'd like a copy of this slide deck presentation sent to you. My email address is tyler.ward@k12.nd.us. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.